Welcome. Here we are, War 2, Season 61, I think? But anyway, we're up against a Node 3 Red Skull. I hope I'm on Path 3, whatever that node is. So yeah, we're up against the Red Skull here. So, here I am, like, the war right after the abysmal war I had last time. And I'm like, okay, we gotta get back to it. So my goal here, or my plan here rather, is to bait out a couple of SP1s. That way Red Skull will help to speed along my analysis charges to 100. Once we get there, we don't have to worry about a lot of the glancing going on, at least when we throw our specials and our heavy attacks. So in the meantime, it's just like, hey, I'll parry heavy, get some shots going in, just, tick what I can on down. As long as he throws SP1s, we'll be good to go. Now, my heavies do have an intimidate when I throw them under 100 charges, which makes the opponent more defensive. And as you can see here, it's just like my timing and everything is just off. But hey, we're making it work. We're making it do what it do. So at this point, he has a lot of armor up, so he's definitely going to be, as you can see, glancing a lot. So I'm not really getting shocks to stick. Like, I need that 100 analysis charges going on. And at this point, it's just a repeat. I'm like, okay, one more SP1 and I'll be good to go. So we get that off. And of course, we got to throw a heavy while the intimidate is active. And of course, he decides to throw an SP1. We took a bunch of damage, but hey, you know what? We are at 100 charges. And at this point, I'm getting like tossed around like a rag doll. So I'm like, okay, let me get the SP3. I'm gonna use it early this war, but luckily with Sentinel's SP3, boom, new Sentinel bot appears, and now we're at full health. So alright, took us 2 minutes to get situated, but now we can really start this match. So we throw our SP1, we don't care about the glancing, our debuffs are sticking. As you can see, we took off a good like 5 of his armor ups off one SP1. And now it's just we're going to heavy counter his SP1 with our heavy. And when the moment comes, we fire our SP1. We get some armor breaks rolling through. And the less armor breaks Red Skull has, the more likely all of our stuff is to stick, and we won't have to worry about the glancing. So, it took about 2 minutes for us to get set up. And that was also due to me being kicked around and having to actually fire my SP3. And we go to another SP1. We've removed every armor up Red Skull has, so at this point we are not worried. And we fire one last heavy, and boom. So it took us like, from the 3-minute mark down to the 2-minute mark, the fight was over with. It took us 2 minutes to get set up, but hey, we made it through. Next up, we're on the second fight of Path 3, Section 1. We have a weaponx here. So my goal here is to use a Power Start 1 boost. My plan is get to 100 analysis charges first, and then I can just fire the SP1. That way we'll have our extended duration on our heal block. And we have some armor up break debuff, so we'll do even more damage. At this point, I'm like, buddy, back up. I need to hit your block. Like, buddy, what are you doing? Okay, so he finally plays ball. We fire our heavy. And we fire SP1 into his block since he's close to the charges he needs to go berserk. So that way we can just go ahead and get our debuffs to stick since we're at 100 analysis charges. So we wait out the unstoppable. Get our another SP1 up. weaponx is pretty squishy when he can't heal block you. So I'm like, hey, eventually I'll get to another SP1 and just be good to go. We're bleed immune, so we're not going to take that much damage from weaponx. We have all the crit resistance since we're at 100 analysis charges, so we weren't worried if we got light tagged a bit. And there you have it. The fight went a lot quicker than the Red Skull fight. Alright, now we're on Path 6, Section 2, and we have an onslaught. So here we are with Solvarch, who, yeah, I know last season I don't really have a lot of my fights posted because life was life, but yeah, I had a few. I actually had quite a bit of Solvarch fights last season. I am not a fan of the guy. It's just like I feel like, you know, you go through this whole, granted I screwed up this whole rotation this time, but you go through this whole like ramp up setup thing just to get one big burst of damage, and you know, by the time I'm done, I'm like, man, I really went through all of that for this. Like it wasn't worth it. The ramp up process is not satisfying, and you know, okay, well, the ramp up process itself, okay, it's cool, you know, it's whatever, do what I need to do, but the payoff once we get there, it's just not satisfying. It's almost similar to the Maker. I actually like the Maker as a champion. I think his kit is cool, unique, and like has a lot of utility. It's just, you know, you do everything for the big payoff, and you knock them to the mine with the SP2, and then you're like, oh look, they're still alive. And, you know, yeah, I think with Maker, if that mine didn't disappear, he'd be fine. But back to Solvarch. The only thing here is not ending on medium attacks. That way onslaught has no cold snaps applied, and we're not getting all those extra neuros on us. But hey, we managed it. Now here we are, the second fight. This Ibom placement is pretty common here. Now, I won't lie, at first I was kind of like, you know, having a conversation in my chat, like, you know, this Ibom's like tacticking. Sentinel isn't tacticking. Yeah, you know, that void from War 1 kind of yeah, thoughts of that guy still lingers in my mind. But after seeing like a video from Dreaming of him doing this fight, and I'm like, you know, the fight seems more straightforward. I'm like, okay, cool, we can wait out the unstoppable. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I've fought this fight so much with like Warlock, and I don't know if I had anyone else to do this fight with, but I'm like, okay, cool, we can you know, yeah, I'm like, yeah, we can make this work. Get to 100 charges, he throws his whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I can we keep his power in check. I can fire SP2s, and this fight will go over pretty quickly. So yeah, it was a fight I honestly just overcomplicated, worried about nothing. It's okay. Sentinel's extremely tanky. Ibom's basic hits aren't the biggest threat from him. So yeah, the goal here is just alternator combos, and yeah, just fire SP2s when we can. We have the white max pre-fight, so we have the passive stun there. When he's unstoppable, you'll see me just do a medium light, fire SP2 because I knew the debuff ticker was on, or conflictor was on cooldown. So I wasn't worried about pushing him to an SP3, and I knew that would take him down enough. So I had to take a screenshot there, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, I was worried about this fight. I saw a video of being told it might be like a 3-minute fight, and yeah, we did it in like a minute, 20 seconds. So here we're applying the last max pre-fight I'm going to use. The other one's going to the boss. And we're back with a Solvarch fight. It's like, you know, I use this guy so much, I'm thinking of just taking him to R4 anyway, because war comes around, chances are I get assigned Solvarch somewhere. So here you can't interrupt Cassandra's heavy, but you can punish it. So, and what else is there? I think there's a stun reflection node. And I'm not sure if Safeguard caps the damage that I would do if I went for the big SP3 rotation. So from that end, I'm just like, okay, cool, we won't worry about that. I'll just stick to, you know, SP1, SP2, SP1, and yeah, we'll just keep that up. I won't lie, when I did my practice fights, I didn't check to see if I could punish her specials. So that's why you'll see me just standing there off, not bothering to do anything. That was me not realizing I dashed into a heavy attack, but shout out to my invulnerability boost, which I applied that because I figured I might do something and end up having to deal with her heavy attack. So here we eat an SP1, I think that was an SP1. But hey, we're Solvarch, we'll be fine. She does energy damage, we regen. You can see we got regeneration, whatever is going on. So yeah, like I said, we'll be fine. And name of this game here is I'm just going SP1, SP2, repeat. We're just blocking that just to help with our regen. Like I said, I failed to test if I could punish her special attack, so I'm gonna do that the next time I get assigned this fight. I'll check to see if I can punish them or not. I know the heavy, like I said, we can't interrupt that, but we can punish it. And as you can see, she just ticks and melts away. So if I didn't eat that whatever combo and specials and all that from earlier, yeah, we'd be sitting with a lot more health right now. So we're not too worried, like I said, about the fight. I know what I need to do. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, I paused there a bit just so we could time things perfectly with the Bane timer, which is why I did not go directly into a combo there. And our final special should seal the deal, and there we have it. So this time we got our redemption. We did not die at all, which is what we're trying to do for the rest of the season. I had some very unfortunate deaths for one. And at this point I go apply my last pre-fight. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully these fights help out anyone else with any of these down in the future. But yeah, what do you guys think of rank 4 Solvarch? Like I said, I'm not a fan of the champion, but I use him so much, and hey, some metas he can be an annoying defender like the current Battlegrounds meta. But yeah, he'll probably get there eventually. Maybe my first rank 4 idol. We'll see. Stay tuned.